Coming up on UCF Nightly News. Find out more about the UCF Day of Giving and how the university is raising money for the programs within the UCF community.
Plus, Florida legislators introduced a new bill that could help people stay safe in waterways.
And see what students are saying about their experience in Greek life and what it means for the future of UCF's Greek Row.
In sports, find out about how UCF's track and field team ranks this season and which team member is making a big contribution to the team's total points.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Erica Brockish.
And I'm Caitlin Simpson. Today is Friday, April 14th, 2023.
New this week in the case of the state of Florida versus Keith Moses, the man being charged with killing UCF alumnus Dylan Lyons and two others pleaded not guilty in front of Orange County judge on Monday. The attorney representing all three killed in the shooting last month, Mark Nejame, told Nightly News via phone call that their death was, quote, senseless and needless, devastating beyond measure, and we are very happy with the progress in the case, end quote. We will keep you updated as we continue to learn more.
Yesterday was the UCF Day of Giving, where students and alumni band together to raise money for different programs in the UCF community. Nightly News reporter Terry Gilliam Jr. dives deeper into one of the programs benefiting from this day.
The UCF Day of Giving is a 24-hour fundraising event. A day for every alumni, faculty, parent, or student to rally together to celebrate the programs the university has to offer. There was an event held from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., which consisted of different activities, including a 360 photo booth. But the main focus of the event was the university's implementation of new challenges to raise more money for programs within the UCF community.
UCF Giving Day is really part of a national movement about giving days, and it's meant to be a focus on ways that people can be engaged and involved and give back to the university.
In addition, donors can choose where their contributions go, whether it be athletics, College of Sciences, the UCF PD, and more.
UCF's Day of Giving helps fund different programs, including the K-9 unit for the UCF Police Department.
UCF PD says donor contributions go a long way for their canines. They say a good portion of donations go into providing canine kits with first aid.
We invest in first aid kits with every single canine team. So that is just those kits alone are $750, right? So we have to renew those every couple of years so that they don't expire.
All donations for the four-legged officers supports adoption, training, and care. The minimum value for funding annual veterinary visits are $100. Overall, the UCF PD K-9 unit raised $3,747 with 71 total gifts. In Orlando, Terry Gilliam Jr., UCF Nightly News.
The university's Day of Giving raised over $6.8 million. Senior Vice President of Advancement and Partnerships Rodney Grabowski says Knight Nation is grateful to everyone who joined in on the celebration.
A new Florida bill has been introduced to the Florida legislature that would help Floridians stay safe in local waterways. Senate Bill 172, better known as the Safe Waterways Act, would require the Department of Health to enforce certain rules pertaining to Florida's beaches. The bill would require officials to sample and report contaminated waters in a timely manner. Currently, there are multiple no-swim advisories throughout Florida due to high amounts of bacteria. Jim DeRocher says Florida waterways aren't what they used to be.
When I was your age, the waters were fairly clean, and you could swim in them, and you could eat out of them and things, and now you can't. There's all kinds of diseases that people are getting in the waters, and we're getting contaminated.
The bill would also require the health department to issue health advisories if the waters are not up to standard. If passed, the bill will go into effect on July 1st.
A new study released this week shows sea levels are rising at record-breaking rates. The University of Tulane released a new study on the rising sea levels in the United States' southeast and Gulf coasts. According to the study, sea levels have been rising half an inch per year since 2010. Dr. Thomas Wall, an assistant professor at UCF Coastal, says global warming is creating hotter waters.
So increased CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere lead to global warming, which in the end leads to the sea warming and expanding.
The study, global warming as well as normal climate variability contributed to the rise. The study says sea levels that are previously unprecedented in the 20th century are now 3 times higher than the global average. Wall says reducing our carbon footprint and transitioning into renewable energy can help stall the rising sea levels.
At the end of March, Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 102, otherwise known as the Live Local Act. Nightly News reporter Francisco Uriostegui tells us more about what this bill intends to do.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 102, also known as the Live Local Act, on March 29th. This bill represents the largest investment in creating affordable housing in Florida, totaling $711 million. This new law offers tax break incentives to developers who construct affordable housing in Florida. UCF political science professor Aubrey Jewett says the affordable housing crisis here in Florida has been building up for decades, but has recently become critical due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen rents and sale prices for homes skyrocket, new apartment rents skyrocket, even older apartment rents skyrocket, and unfortunately, people's income has not skyrocketed to keep pace.
Part of the bill includes that rent, applicable taxes, and utilities for these units constructed cannot exceed 30% of the area's median income. The Economic Policy Institute conducted a study that concluded that in the past decade, salaries have only risen by about 30%, whereas rent and mortgages have increased by over 280%. Over the past couple years, rent has exponentially risen to the point that UCF alumna Alex Damas says he can't move out even if he wanted to.
Well, as a recent graduate, I don't want to live with my mom. But, the numbers are crazy right now.
Other students like Alicia Samuel Nino have reservations about the bill, but think it can be beneficial to those who need it.
In a perfect world, everything's going smoothly. I think it would create a little bit of relief for those who definitely need it.
The Live Local Act will go into effect on July 1st, 2023. In Orlando, Francisco Uriostegui, UCF Nightly News.
To learn more about the Live Local Act, you can visit flsenate.gov.
UCF students lined up on Wednesday for the first day of ticket distribution on UCF's main campus for the annual Universal Nights event. Previously, UCF has provided participants with a shuttle service to and from the park. This year, SGA says they are instead offering students a $20 Lyft voucher. Freshman nursing major Louise Guinto says the shuttle replacement has an upside.
I know that another thing that UCF is doing is providing a $20 voucher for, I think, Lyft services for going there and back.
Ticket distribution will continue tomorrow, April 15th, Monday, April 17th, and Tuesday, April 18th at the Addition Financial Arena. If you cannot attend the ticket distribution, you can also obtain tickets through a lottery raffle that students can sign up for through Knights Connect. There may be a decrease in the amount of Greek life participation in the coming years. Nightly News reporter Kennedy Collins tells us more about what could be happening to Greek Row.
Studies dating back to 2017 have noticed reported trends within Greek life that have caused college students to shy away from joining. Reasons range from high membership prices, pressure to overly consume alcohol, potential hazing, and more. Gabby Ruiz joined her sorority in 2018. She says she dropped when her chapter lost its direction.
They were just becoming more like catty and more focused, more so on like reputation, trying to be like top tier, stuff like that. So people just weren't as nice as they were before.
The fall semester is usually the most popular for Greek life recruitment, but with various reported reasons not to join, what would make new members want to rush? Jason Jean Lewis is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. He says he joined the fraternity for a sense of brotherhood.
If I go to any other college convention, it's always, between other alphas, it's always very brotherly. Everyone's always real cool. They take care of you wherever you go. So I'd probably say that.
Despite the decline in numbers, it is still up to individuals to decide whether or not they want to join Greek life. Jean Lewis recommends doing research before making a decision.
They differ between cultures here and there. So I definitely recommend doing your research, talk to people in those organizations, see how they feel about it.
Ruiz agrees with Jean Lewis. She says although she dropped, she found value in her time with her chapter.
I definitely don't regret joining it whatsoever. I was in it for 4 years. And during that time, I made my best friends. I'm still friends with them even after I dropped.
With the fall semester months away, students still have time to weigh the pros and cons of joining Greek life. In Orlando, Kennedy Collins, UCF Nightly News.
For more information on how to get involved with Greek life, visit UCF Fraternity and Sorority Life online.
If you've been on campus, chances are you've seen spin scooters around. The bright orange scooters are starting to cause controversy for some students. UCF Transportation Services has rules for spin scooters to include zones with specified speed limits and a nighttime curfew. Scooters are locked between 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. For some scooters or students, these electronic scooters serve as a primary mode of transportation to get around campus. Students like Nick Antony have expressed concern about the curfew.
I don't really think the curfew benefits anybody. I think it just kind of hinders some people or what they might have available, especially if you don't have a ride or a car or anything like that.
The scooters are only operational on UCF's campus and require students to download the Spin app. We tried reaching out to UCF Transportation Services to discuss the curfew, but did not hear back by airtime. Nightly News reporter Terry Gilliam Jr. joins us now at the desk.
So tell us, Terry, is it going to be another stormy day, or are there sunny skies in our future?
Well, today is partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, so if you plan on going outside, you might want to bring in an umbrella. Let's take a look at those current conditions. Our current temperature is checking in at a warm 84 degrees with humidity at 58%. We have a light breeze coming out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. There's a 20% chance of rain, but rain chances are expected to go up later into next week. I'll have more on that later in the newscast. Back to you guys.
After the break, we introduce you to a UCF professor who made a major achievement in the world of medicine.
Plus, we take a look at what's happening across the world. Stick with us. Kothup, a UCF professor of medicine, was inducted into the AMBE College of Fellows for 2023. According to AMBE's website, the College of Fellows is one of the highest honors given to medical and biological engineers. Dr. Kothup works out of a lab in the Burnett School of Biomedical Sciences in Lake Nona, and she says this induction has her ecstatic and inspired her to keep moving forward.
It's not easy doing research. It's not easy finding funding to do the research. It's long hours and lots of, being told no. So to have this is really, is phenomenal, basically.
Her nomination came from advances in orthopedic innovation and bone substitute material. Dr. Kothup is the 5th professor from UCF to receive the induction.
Now let's take a look at what's happening across the globe. This past week, China launched a series of military exercises aimed at Taiwan. Chinese warships and fighter jets took to the seas and skies to conduct a series of simulated attacks on Taiwan. The Chinese government released an animated video to make it clear that this exercise was a rehearsal for war. All exercises concluded on Monday, and officials verified this was just a practice.
An international sting led by the FBI named Operation Cookie Monster has taken down one of the world's biggest online criminal marketplaces. The operation references computer cookies that a sophisticated dark net known as Genesis Market was selling. The cookies helped criminals impersonate genuine users. Police have arrested more than 100 alleged fraudsters in the U.S. and across the globe in connection to this. Authorities say the site has 80 million sets of digital fingerprints for sale, which allowed access to passwords for Netflix, Facebook, PayPal, Amazon, and eBay.
Classified military documents from the Pentagon concerning the war in Ukraine were leaked. Authorities have arrested 21-year-old Jack Teixeira, a Massachusetts Air National Guardsman. The documents included information about the U.S.'s involvement in the war, details about the Ukrainian counteroffensive, and weapon deliveries. This investigation is ongoing. Coming up, storms made their way across Central Florida yesterday. We check in with one of our reporters to see what's in store for us this week.
Plus, we see what the weather is looking like across the nation with our partners at Embry-Riddle. Stay with us.
Caitlin, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to getting some rain this week.
Me too. The weather has been so hot and sunny lately that a little rain could do us some good. So Terry, tell us, will we see some rain in our future or dry conditions ahead?
Well, Caitlin, you know that we live in Florida, so it's going to be hot. You can see in northeast Florida, we're in the upper 80s, that's 86, and then here in Central Florida, it is 87 degrees. So it's going to be hot for today, but if you plan on going to the game tonight, we could have some cloud coverage and also a bit of rain, so make sure you pack that poncho. For our lows, we are sitting here at a 68 degrees. Oh, back to the anchors.
Thanks, Terry. We really appreciate that. Now, these dry conditions are going to continue through the week. It's going to be pretty hot out, especially for tonight's game.
Oh my gosh, that game is going to be hot, especially in the bounce house. Not a lot of wind flow in there.
I know. It's just, I remember going and it was just so hot and sweaty and there's a lot of people there. But hopefully it'll start raining soon. Do you think we'll start getting some rain coverage?
We could get a little bit, but at least the good thing is it's a night game tonight, so you won't have the sun beating down on you.
All right, let's go back to Terry. Thanks.
Sorry for the technical difficulties with the microphone. But like I said, we're sitting in the lows. We're in 68 degrees here in Central Florida, so it is a bit cooler. It could heat up later on during the week, so be prepared for that. And now for our 5-day forecast. You can see starting in Saturday is 20% chance of rain with the high being 91 degrees and Sunday being 91 degrees, Monday being 83 degrees, and Tuesday and Wednesday in the low temperatures at 59 and 66 degrees. That's all the time I have for you today. Caitlin and Erica, please, back to you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Now let's check in with our partners at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Meteorology major Ryan Jones shows us what's happening across the nation.
All right, I'm back again. Student meteorology major Ryan Jones here to give you a look at your weekend forecast. So this is the main weather story. We've got this low pressure system down in the southeast. That caused rain for us yesterday, but this second low pressure system will be sweeping across the country, bringing this cold front with it and causing a lot of severe weather. This is a surge of moisture that'll be making its way across the Midwest, causing severe storms, even tornadoes possible, and it'll be pushing eastward. But I really want to show you the difference in the temperatures. I mean, man, all the way up in Detroit, we've got 82. It's almost the same as what we're seeing in Florida. As this cold front does push through, you'll see this blue start to creep in, and that's what a lot of these areas are going to see major, drastic changes in their temperature. And by the time the end of the weekend hits, even places like St. Louis can see a 40-degree difference in temperatures, going from 82 almost to 39. And us in Florida, well, we'll be staying back in the mid-80s to start our work week.
After the break, we show you a preview of tonight's UCF spring football game. Stay tuned to learn more about what will be different this year.
Stay with us.
Good afternoon, Knights. I'm Rachel Clark. Here's a look at your weekly UCF sports update. The UCF football team holds their spring football game tonight at the Bounce House. But what is different about this game? Nightly news anchor Erica Brockish takes us out to the field to give us an inside look into how the team is preparing.
The Knights will take on the Citronauts as the defense will represent UCF's current mascot and the offense will represent the mascot of the past. This will not be your typical spring football game, though, with UCF making this one more fan-friendly.
I'm real excited about Friday night. It's going to be more fan-friendly than ever before. We got a full half of real football, and the rest we're going to do some fan-friendly things, some competition things, some different things I think they're really going to enjoy.
Between seniors graduating and players entering the transfer portal, the Knights brought in lots of new faces on both the offense and defense. Malzahn added new offensive and defensive coordinators to his coaching staff. The team also brought in 10 players through the transfer portal, 7 of them from other Power 5 schools. With the move to the Big 12 on the horizon, the players are catching on to the new offense behind coordinator Darren Henshaw and returning quarterback John Rice Plumlee.
John Rice, again, with the new offense and everything that's been going on with him, I'm extremely pleased where he's at right now, and his leadership qualities are off the chart.
Plumlee and fellow quarterback Thomas Castellanos have impressed coordinators with their progression since day one. The Knights feel they will have both a strong passing and running game in the coming season.
We talked about pushing the ball vertically down the field. I mean, that's really the focus this spring. I feel like we've accomplished that. We're going to have a good running game. There's no doubt about that, and I think it's also been good for our defense.
The team will also debut the Big 12 patch on all their uniforms with the official move to the conference coming July 1st. In Orlando, Erica Brockish, UCF Nightly News.
The game starts tonight at 7:30 and students get in for free with a valid UCF ID. This week, UCF's track and field team ranked 14 in the most recent U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association poll. This is the third week of rankings. In the first week, UCF placed third, and this week they have dropped 6 points since last week's eighth place spot. Their total points for the week is 111.20 points. UCF's Renaya Jones contributed 27.21 points to their total. With her performance in the 100-meter hurdles, the association says she is 4th in the nation for this event. Former UCF soccer player Gino Vivi thanks UCF for his success in getting drafted by Major League Soccer team LA Galaxy. Vivi was picked 23rd in the first round of the 2022 MLS Super Draft to play as a winger. In this position, he assisted other players to score points and make goals himself. This position was new to him until he got to UCF, where he scored an average of 60 career points. Gino says the coaches helped him with sharpening his skills as a soccer player. He says he gives credit to UCF, who helped him have a positive mindset and give it his all wherever he plays. Vivi ended his senior year in the fall of 2022, ranking 19th nationally in assists per game. That's all I have for sports today. Back to you, Erica and Caitlin.
That's our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our Instagram at UCF Nightly News.
Thanks for watching and have a good day.
Oh, it's a bump of the newsroom, not us. Thank God.